Live from our living rooms, it's the second annual VLADI Dadis, brought to you by High Spots and Cheap Pops. Now here are your hosts, Silicon Steve Valley and VLADI Dadi. But anyway, enough about the negativity, VLADI Dadi. We're going to get to some positivity. VLADI Dadi, what is the next category here in the 2002 VLADI Dadis?
So the next one that we have here is none other than the best tag team of the year. The nominees for these VLADI Dadis.
Number one, the Usos, breaking the all-time record for longest WWE Tag Team Champion. They're part of the Bloodline. We knew the Bloodline was going to be all over these awards in terms of nominations. They are once again nominated Best Tag Team overall. We also have AEW World Champions, The Acclaimed, and of course, probably the heavy favorite, the IWGP Tag Team Champions, former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and former AAA Tag Team Champions, arguably having the best year in the history of tag team wrestling, and also last year's winner of the VLADI Dadi Best Tag Team of the Year for the Revolution, for the Revival, fuck the Revival, fuck the Roman Reigns, whatever FTR meant. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, FTR.
And of course, these VLADI Dadis for the best tag team go to none other than FTR.
Oh, yeah!
And you and I have just discussed many countless hours about FTR on the show. And you'd have to be a fool to realize that we're not fans of these guys. However, even if I were to remove that, I could recognize that these guys have had one of the most special years ever. And as you and I have said in the past, they did this in spite of many things. That's what made it this much more special. And to me, basically, I have no issue crowning them the best tag team 2 years in a row now. Their work with the Briscoes, incredible. It has made a lot of believers in the world of professional wrestling again. Some people have seen those matches.
Aussie Open.
Aussie Open as well.
Young Bucks. And all of Dax's singles that he's had. Danielson, Punk, Will Ospreay.
Yeah. And then they have just had an incredible year, one that will be very hard to forget. And hey, you know what? Much in the way that Dave Meltzer has named the Young Bucks, I think the top tag team 7 out of 8 years or so. We got FTR with winning 2 VLADI Dadis back-to-back years. So I guess I am a little biased. I don't really have a problem admitting it towards FTR.
I love FTR too. And Dax Harwood's podcast, check it out if you haven't. They were the number 2 sports podcast on Apple Music. Wow. So no one can tell me Dax Harwood doesn't know what's going on. It's incredible how popular these guys are. And Tony Khan, brother, you had them in the palm of your hands and they're slipping away and you really botched them. You really screwed them up. You really did. For whatever reason, you failed. And if it was the Young Bucks, shame on you. And I do have to admit that, by the way. And Silicon Steve Valley, if I'm anything, I call it down the middle, and I will always admit when I'm wrong. VLADI Dadi, 7 months ago, we went in a debate, didn't get too heated, but I was saying be patient. The Bucks aren't doing anything shady. It's not happening. They're going to have their match. They're going to have their match with FTR, and I think it'll be enough time to where the match is going to really mean something for the AEW championship. And VLADI Dadi, you said, no, the Bucks are burying them. You famously said they're full of shit and gross. And you know what, VLADI Dadi, right now, I'm telling you right now in front of all of you wonderful people watching, VLADI Dadi, you were right, and it looks like that I was wrong unless there is a ship that is turned around very, very quickly. The Young Bucks are full of shit and gross.
That's officially my favorite soundbite of our show.
Well, that graphic I just put up is even better.
Oh, I can't wait to see that, man. No, and I appreciate you saying that. And listen, if something happens, like you and I have discussed, like in the realm of possibility with a 3-word response, that the door might be open, I'll admit that I was wrong, right? Especially if they went this way, because they might
not
be
looking good.
It's not looking good, but again, it really just pained me to sort of see how this whole situation evolved, because you and I wanted to see FTR win those AEW Tag Team Championships and basically be the absolute most dominant tag team, without doubt, at one moment, with all those belts, the Ring of Honor belts as well. So, like, my God, we could have had it, but we weren't given it. And Tony Khan, one day, I would love just to ask him, what was he thinking?
I think it was because of EVP pressure. And I think it's pretty clear right now. Tony Khan has been emasculated. He's been neutered by his top stars in that company repeatedly. Jericho even does it.
Yeah,
you know, Jericho. You can kind of see Jericho can use he learned from Vince. He uses the Vince Jedi mind trick on Tony Khan. I guarantee you he does. Say what you want about Jericho. The guy knows the business, and he might try to get really stupid shit over. And by the way, he succeeds more times than not, even if it is stupid. The guy's one of the best ever, or at least one of the top ever. The guy knows the business. He's probably doing everything he can to make sure he's in a power of relevance. And that's just, those kind of things have been going on in this business for decades and decades and decades. And I think a lot of us AEW fans thought that they were above that, and we're seeing that they're not. But let's do some positivity.
Yeah. And I'd say that the future looks positive for FTR, because if they do end up in WWE, I'm very cool with it.
They can write their own path right now. That's the amazing part. They've done enough where they can do whatever they want. It's incredible. They bet on themselves. They built something from the ground up and busted their ass and entertained us and had some of the best tag team matches of all time, at least in the discussion, to put themselves on the map as baby faces of all things. And it's a great thing to see. VLADI DADI, keep the positivity rolling. What is the next category in the 2022 VLADI Dadis?
The next category for this VLADI DADI is the Female Wrestler of the Year.
This year's candidates for the second annual VLADI DADI Female Wrestler of the Year. Number 1, current AEW World Champion Jamie Hayter. Raw Women's Champion, the EST of the WWE, Bianca Belair. And former AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm, VLADI DADI. The editing's going to be crazy in this one. Who
It's going to be nuts.
is the second annual VLADI DADI Best Female Wrestler of the Year, following in last year's winner, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
The Best Female Wrestler of the Year, this year's winner of the VLADI DADI, is Bianca Belair.
And well-deserved. She arguably had one of the best matches at WrestleMania, one of the best matches at SummerSlam. She always seems to have one of the best matches on the card. And right now, the Raw Women's Division is the best women's division in all of professional wrestling for my money. Why did you pick Bianca Belair, the EST of our hearts?
You know what? She's just been champion for pretty much the entire year as and
WrestleMania.
Yes, and I also believe she's as far as like African American champions, I think she has like one of the longest reigns, if not the longest reigns. Saw something like that, doing some research on her. So,
because Sasha Banks would be maybe the other one.
Yeah,
that had it. That would be even in this. But her and Charlotte traded championship reigns like they were baseball cards.
Yeah, basically. So Bianca has been a incredible trailblazer here, and just it's great to see somebody with that talent be successful, because I think she deserves it. She in the ring is very unique. Like, she's strong, but she's agile. It's like it just like she could have an incredible career here, and could be a great story for WWE. So,
and she's great bell to bell. The girl can work. She knows what she's doing, man. Cuts a good promo. I think she's amazing. I think she's well deserved. Let's give it up to Bianca Belair.
And look at her. You know, even take it back like even a step here and just be more realistic. Like, Bianca is married to Montez Ford, who's one of the more talented male wrestlers in WWE.
5 years, she's going to be a main eventer for sure.
Yeah, like these two are going to be the power couple there eventually. Like, you look at Seth Rollins and Becky right now. They are going to be the second coming of that. So it's great watching her career, especially at this point. Man, and you know what? I knew she was special in NXT, but I was just hoping it would translate to a larger crowd. Totally has. She's just been awesome. Bianca Belair, I'm sure she is ecstatic about this one.
Oh, I wish I had like a big ponytail. I'd be whipping you with it.
You should get one.
I'm going to.
Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops, the VLADI DADI's Part 4. Do yourself a favor, check out VLADI DADI's Part 5, coming out in just 2 days. Enjoy, and congratulations to Bianca Belair and FTR on their VLADI DADIs. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops.